Hey. Welcome back to another episode of What's the Word Wednesday. Ladies and gentlemen, where we do our very best to try to motivate you, encourage you, inspire you, give you some everyday practical nuggets that you can use for your business. We are back. We are back. What's the Word Wednesday back in effect. My name is Eric E. Clifton, one of the amazing directors with this amazing opportunity. And I have here with me live in the building, in the place to be, none other than Roger the Dodger, Mr. Lillard himself. But we got a special guest down here in the bottom section. If you guys can see her, I'm going to let her go ahead and introduce herself. Go ahead and give the world, let them know who you are.
My name is Erica Bowie, all the way from Kansas City.
Oh, the way from Kansas City. Did you say the way Mr. Scott always messes up? Is that the traditional Kansas City? That little ring of Kansas. Is like that's how y'all do it?
Yes.
All the way from Kansas. It's funny to me. I be expecting like a horse to come out or something after somebody say, "Oh, the way from Kansas City." Might come out riding on the horse, but I digress. Mr. Lillard, go ahead and give everybody this evening's announcements.
Well, first and foremost, if you missed the last one, Happy New Year's to those that missed the last one. And we just had Mr. Daryl Two Jackets Jenkins in the building. Welcome. He just getting back from across the pond, he was down in the Caribbean, right? He was in the Caribbean.
I was in the República Dominicana.
Yes, yeah, there they have it, right? In fact, him and big fella just getting back. He got back today. Daryl just getting back. So they out there traveling with the what it looked like behind me, right? So let's just start with these announcements. First and foremost, if you're brand new, welcome to our Platinum Network. This is where we provide training each and every first and third Wednesday, 7:30 right here. You don't want to miss it. We always have special guest speakers jumping on here. This is our podcast light training on this evening. So each and every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right in here, right in Platinum Network, is going to be our Game Plan Zoom. Mr. Preston Scott, our 4-star director. This gentleman is a 6-figure ring wearer. Not Ruby. He's working on a Ruby. Sapphire ring wearer. This gentleman does a powerful training every single Sunday. There's 52 weeks a year. This is getting done. So you don't want to miss that. Also, coming up March 9th, we're having our very next Super Saturday right here in the DMV. You don't want to miss that. That's going to be right here in Baltimore. And we have our top money earner, Mr. Cedric White, millionaire earner. He was the first of everything. First bronze, silver, gold, director and trainer, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 6-star. This gym is going to be in the building as well. Can't think of any other announcements as of right now. Daryl, what you got? What you got, Eric? Erica, what you got?
Just released, and it might be already sold out a few hours ago. We have another Maryland travel agent lock-in February 24th with the beautiful ladies of the Platinum Master Ambassadors. We have Imani Scott, Deborah Bond, and Jennifer Barrett, who will be your gracious trainers for that 8 to 10 hour hands-on training experience. So if you are not comfortable with booking travel and you need some assistance, that lock-in is where you need to be. Register now before sold out.
And that you definitely don't want to miss that. If you were struggling with the training, travel training, that's the place to be. What you got, Eric?
Super Saturday, Kansas City, February 13th. 4-star directors, J.P. Watkins Mukes, 4-star directors, Tiffany and Walter Powell. If you're in the surrounding areas, come out and see us.
Oh, that sounds like that's going to be fire.
Yes,
that's going to be the place to be if you are in the vicinity. So,
let's rock.
Any shout-outs? Who we got on? Who we got watching us so far, Mr. Lillard? I can't see. I need glasses, so I can't see.
Right now we got Karen Brown, who's jumped on here on this evening. Of course, Mr. Daryl Jenkins always, he everywhere, right? He's on here right now. That's all I can see for right now.
Your phone sucked too. That's all you can see.
I mean, that's it. That's all that's chimed in for right now. That's it.
Look,
That's all
look.
I can see right now is chimed
Shout
in.
out to everyone who's gonna be watching the replay. I can see a bunch of numbers up here. I see some people on YouTube. So shout out to everybody who's watching us on YouTube live. We're gonna be talking this evening on the topic of focus. It's the beginning of the year. We're suggesting highly, as part of your leadership team here, that we buckle down and focus on a variety of different areas in our business. And we're going to give you a few pointers on some things that can help you get over the next hump that you're trying to get over as it pertains to focusing on your business. We broke down the word focus into a little acronym. And so each and every one of us will just jump in and piggyback off each other and give you guys what we're talking about as it pertains to focusing, which the F starts for on tonight: fearless vision. Fearless vision, right? Not just vision, but fearless vision. Makes me think about your why, right? If your why isn't important enough for you to get fearless behind it, I don't know if you can even see yourself getting there. What y'all think?
Okay, I'll jump right in with fearless vision, and I love this topic because most of us, we first and foremost, like you said, we have to have a vision. But once you get that vision, you have to go after it fearlessly. And to be an entrepreneur, you have to have what is called courage. So when you have enough courage to go after your vision, you do it fearlessly. It's interesting that it could be a foot of snow outside, and we fearlessly get up and go to work still in the morning on a lot of cases, right? We're not afraid to go on that interview that we're trying to get a job somewhere. We do a lot of things, with courage and fearless. But for our business, why are we afraid to say hello to somebody? How you doing? Do you leisure travel? Why are we afraid to say that to someone? That's because we're afraid of rejection. And guess what? You can't escape that in this industry. You can't escape rejection. Rejection is going to happen. So you have to have a fearless vision to keep you on track of your goals for your business.
Y'all can chime in. Don't be just sitting around thinking about. Look, I keep telling y'all this ain't the IMV. We ain't finna be back to you and tossing it back and forth.
You about to raise our hand over here.
Gerald's on the island somewhere.
Now, Roger made some good points, and I think the reality is thinking, fearless meaning being bold, being brave, not afraid of something, and then vision, having foresight, being able to see well into the future, thinking about where it is you want to be, and then how boldly are you going to approach or attack that individual goal that you have, that you saw in that vision. I think a lot of times most people don't see themselves as a director, and I often share my story. I remember, Roger, that first convention we went to in Vegas, and we walked into that ballroom for general sessions, and I saw the chairman's council, is what they was called then, on that screen with their arms folded and them blue jackets with them brown suede patches. And I was like, I would love to be a director, but I would never have 100 people. 2 conventions later, I was a 1-star director, 18 months into being in the business. So the thing is how bold are you that you're going to get what it is that you want out of this opportunity? It's not like it's a chosen few. Everybody has the same opportunity. We pay the same amount to get started. You got the same coaching. You get the same calls, the same training. We get the same 5 core books, right? How bold are you that you're going to go do what it is that you want to do, that you see in your future, and that you have vision and foresight to go after to get? E, what you got for us, E?
Well, I totally agree with you, Daryl. I would say, like Eric said, your why. Go back to that why. How big it has to be big enough for you to be able to jump out there and really forcefully go towards and boldly, fearlessly go towards your goals. I always go back to mine. Mine changed, and it's very important, I think, to go back and reevaluate ever so often on what that why is, because again, it has to be big enough for you to foresee and go after your goals.
I love it. I love it. Let's talk about the other side of this when we're talking about vision that has to do with seeing, right? I believe that there's one thing to recognize what your why is, but you got to see yourself achieving it. You have to see yourself going through the failures and the successes of the business. You got to see yourself being able to help some other person, right? You got to see yourself cashing them checks, or it's 2024. You got to see yourself opening up the paylution and seeing some dollar numbers with some commas in it, right? You got to see this beforehand, right? One of my mentors told me a long time ago, you become a millionaire mentally first, right? You got to have it up here first and visualize seeing yourself doing that thing first. So yeah, talk about seeing it. Or maybe even speak to some of the things. I know, Daryl, you kind of just talked about what you saw. You envisioned yourself with that jacket. Did you envision yourself with both of them jackets? You saw yourself with both of them at some point?
Listen, the thing was, if once I realized it was attainable, it was nothing left to say. Like seeing was believing, being able to be in a space where I saw that the evidence was in front of me. There were directors already created. So I'm like, oh, this is what it is. And I tell people all the time, we wait for somebody to give us the green light to go. The presentation shows us every step of what you can accomplish. That's the vision you need. Do you see yourself climbing the ranks in this opportunity? Do you see yourself graduating financially with each of those stages that you see on that presentation? If you're comfortable where you are, that's fine. But for some of us, we see that it's there. It's an opportunity. Why not go after it and get it? We got the vision required to make us hungry enough to be bold to go get it.
Yeah, you got to come in knowing too. You got to know that you deserve it. You got to know that you can get there. I'm like Daryl. When I came in, I'm like, wait, 100 people? There's no way. Like, what are we doing here? But then I'm watching back to back. Deborah Duro go 1 star. People just pop in 1 star back to back. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is obtainable. Let me see what I have to do. Let me get plugged in. Let me get close to the fire. Let me start attending conventions and those little going out to the different cities to see how they did their Super Saturdays or weekly meetings. You got to see it. You got to feel it and know it without a shadow of a doubt that you can get there.
I think also in the seeing it, that's the reason why it's called fearless vision, because sometimes you see it from a distance. It's looking like a mountain, but it's really maybe not as big as you think it is. You need to focus first on what's obtainable, maybe like right in front of you, right? You still need to see yourself a bronze builder first. See yourself booking that first cruise or taking the first cruise or flight yourself. See yourself earning a commission for something that's just as simple and sexy as travel. That's amazing. You just got to see that thing, I believe. The next letter is owning your journey. Daryl was speaking about that earlier, and often does when he wasn't. The light was green. Daryl owns his own vehicle, whatever kind of car it is this year, right? He owns it. When he's sitting at the traffic light and the light turns green, he's not waiting for anyone on the sideline to say, go. He owns the vehicle. He assumes responsibility from getting to point A to point B. And if he can't figure it out along the way, he's owning this part of the journey too, right? I'm going to stop at the 7-Eleven, get a map, right? Two Jackets might, know some people in the area, make a phone call. It is what it is, but you're going to own your step of that process. And I think when you're focusing on getting from, again, point A to point B in this opportunity, you need to own your part of this journey. You can't hold no one else accountable. Hey, I've been a bronze builder for 88 years. Well, that's like telling me, there have been some times, and y'all can laugh if you want. You ever been sitting at a light and it was green? Maybe you was daydreaming, maybe you was asleep, but the light been green, right? Or I remember there's been some times I've stopped in certain neighborhoods. I stopped at a stop sign that's like right a half a block away from a traffic light, and I'm at the stop sign waiting, holding up traffic behind me because I'm thinking it's a red light. But I got to take ownership of that, pay more attention, obviously, right? But taking ownership of the journey. Y'all speak on that.
I think there are going to be roadblocks on the way. First, getting to bronze, getting the silver, getting the gold. You might go backwards before you go forward. We cannot let that stop you. You cannot blame your upline. It's the nature of the business. You have to, like you said, take ownership and keep pushing, keep going forward, fighting to get there, knowing that you belong there.
I totally agree with Erica. I think the other piece of owning your journey is realizing that this is your business. It's your own, which means that when you wake up in the morning, when you go to bed at night, the decisions that you decide for where you want to go in your business is nobody else's responsibility. And I often share, like, I have some amazing sponsors, right? But they don't have to tell me, Daryl, go bronze, silver, gold, go to 1-star. Oh, go over here and be a director. Oh, by the way, go on social media and market your business. It's mine. So I own whatever the outcome is. And I can't be mad based on what I did or did not do. So I think sometimes we focus because we're so conditioned to be employees that we wait for somebody to tell us every single step of the way, when in fact, if you are connected to all of the resources that we have and you watch other people moving, that will motivate anybody with a heartbeat, right? You would think when somebody was moving and they flying past you and you've been in the business a year, like you said, Eric, somebody that's been, a bronze builder for 88 years. How long are you going to be a bronze builder clapping for somebody else before you own your own journey and say, what do I got to do? What is it going to take for me to get somebody to clap for me? Because it's my turn now.
I love it. I also believe that we need, and I think Erica was talking about it as well, with those failures that come along, those setbacks, those stumbling blocks. The key to those is in this ownership, in this holding yourself accountable for this process, is what did you learn from the setback, right? What are you learning to now help yourself navigate through the next steps? Because every setback you should have learned something, so that you don't have to repeat that same scenario. And if we're learning and owning these things throughout the course of this journey, it'll make things a little bit. You'll have a lot less headaches going through this process because you owned it. I remember the first time I had an issue with one of my vehicles. I didn't put enough antifreeze in it. That was my fault. It's my car, right? I didn't think I had an antifreeze leak. I wasn't checking it. It's like a 2019, 2020 car. It is what it is. But one day I was on my way to a meeting or some event that I had planned. I'm all suited and booted and ready to get there. And the car says across the screen, something ain't right. We cutting off. And here I am stuck on the other side of town. And it was something as simple as I wasn't putting no antifreeze in it. I had to own that one. I wasn't doing some of the small preventive maintenance that need to be done with my car so that those types of things doesn't happen. Along this journey, there's some preventive maintenance that each and every one of us have to do, right? Like, don't tell me you read the book before. You got to keep reading it continuously. For this is the preventive maintenance, right? I'm not gonna keep going on about that one unless y'all got something else on your own journey.
I was gonna say, in terms of like the roadblock and obstacles, what if those become people whose feet are in quicksand, right? Again, people are afraid to make those mistakes or even step out on faith for fear that they're going to run into those roadblock and obstacles. In fact, those are the very things that help you to learn and grow in your business. I remember coming into this industry, not knowing anything about book and travel as a professional. Of course, we do it on our own. And I remember making some mistakes that taught me some very valuable lessons. But you had to be in a space where you touched it, you felt it, you got your fingers burned, and you said that won't ever happen again. But you have to do that. And in some cases, we grow to be able to protect the people by giving them some things to not do. But sometimes they're just even afraid to step off of the porch and get their feet on the ground and moving. And I think that can be, part of those roadblock and obstacles. Like, get out of your own way and get in a space where you can grow.
Getting out of your own way reminds me of a book I believe that some folks are reading right now. Get over your damn self. One of my favorite books. I remember when I came across this book some years back. I knew it was a network marketing book written by a lady for ladies. And as a leader in the business, and in network marketing in general is already 80% women, period. Direct sales is already 80% women. So as a leader, I'm like, well, I want to know what this woman is teaching these other women. So let me read this thing first. And she was literally, she wasn't holding back. I mean, if she wasn't basically letting you know that you got to, what they say, pull the things up from the bootstraps or whatever that saying goes, she was shooting straight from the hip. 100% ownership, but she was kind of doing it directly to women. I think it's still all applicable, the principles that she was given for this amazing journey. And that was a little plug too. I don't make no money off that, but I'm recommending highly that if you haven't already, male or female, get that book. Yeah. Get over your damn self. Because some guys, you're your own stumbling block as well in this industry, right? I think about my lack of booking travel. It's really, I got to get over my damn self in this particular industry, right? That's a whole nother story. My point is,
you're owning your journey.
I'm absolutely
you're owning your journey.
Making no excuses for it. This next one is key in this word focus, ladies and gentlemen. We started off with fearless vision, owning your journey. And along this journey, what is needed, required, necessary, this is the gas for your vehicle in this journey. Consistent action. Consistent action. I mean, I can talk for days about that, but I'm going to let y'all go first.
Well, I'm going to say when I started, I thought everything was motivation. I was so motivated. I thought that was the key. But I come to find out that consistency was the key, because every day you're not going to feel motivated to do what you have to do in this business. So when you become consistent, it's just second nature to do it. It becomes second nature to do it. So consistent action, staying consistent is going to get you where you need to be.
I totally agree. I think that we've been partnered with Planet Marketing and IntelliTravel for now going into our 8th year. This is our 8th year. And the first 7 years, like if I would have given up at the first sign of something being tough or me not knowing something, right? Being consistent every single day, waking up, working my business, both sides of them on top of having a full-time job. See, most people make excuses for why they can't sacrifice a few hours of their time to plug in for a 30-minute training call or a coaching conversation or an hour training webinar, whatever it is, to help them create constant action in their business. And I think that sometimes people don't realize that the more visible you are, the more consistency you show other people, the more you prove to yourself that you really can win in this business. Because it's not going to happen overnight. It's not a magic potion. It's not a formula or anything. It does require consistent action. You have to get up every single day thinking about where do you want to go next? What do you need to do in your business? What do I need to post? Who do I need to call? How many 3-way calls I need to do? What about my invitations to the PBR? These are consistent actions that help you get to your next level, whatever that next level for you may be, whatever you desire in that vision that we talked about earlier? Where do you see yourself being in this business? There's a lot of people who say, oh, I'm going to be a one-star director. Does your actions consistently show that? Are you consistent in your efforts? What are you doing? And what are you asking? Because who are you talking to, right? You should be having those conversations with your coaches, with your mentors, with your uplines, right? You want to be around the people who have already been in the space that you were already in, or that you desire to be in, I should say, right? And try to figure out Eric around here shifting around the pictures and stuff, like looking a little weird.
That's because Roger fell off.
But keeping it consistent, like doing the same things every single thing. And guess what? That also proves to the people who are following you that the business opportunity that you're sharing, that you're serious about it, because it's not one of those things that today you thinking about it, it's hot today and now it's gone tomorrow. Every single day you working it, you're showing them and you're proving why they should partner with you.
Absolutely. It's always been said that consistency is one of the keys to business, right? That consistency builds the momentum that you need in this business. We are, again, I hate this view right here. Yeah, we are again in network marketing, right? Happens to be in the travel, the travel is our product, but we're in network marketing, right? Network marketing rewards fast pace, right? Rewards quick action. In order to get that to happen, you need consistency to build the momentum. That momentum then creates the foundation for long-term business. We all want long-term business. See, that's the key. That's one of the top 10 distinctions between millionaires and the middle class. Plug for another book you should be reading, right? Millionaires are thinking long-term. So if I'm thinking long-term and I want a business that's going to be paying me 15 years from now, then based on what we're saying, I need some consistency to create some momentum, to build a foundation so that I can get paid long-term. I.e., that's what Planet Marketing has done with almost 100,000 reps, creating that momentum that we're getting ready to go into based on the consistency of all of our reps so that this becomes a legacy company. We all are getting paid long-term. But now that's from a company standpoint. You got to break that down to the smallest, whatever that word is called, right? Denominator, right. Whatever, right? You break it down to the individual size you have to duplicate within your own company what the company has done with the company. So which means you got to create some momentum. You need to be doing or mirroring the things that the company is doing consistently. Because when it was raining and it was cold outside, the company still had the meeting. It's probably on Zoom. But they were there. The company was there. And now, consistency is always going to play that major role. And consistency is married to discipline. That's why the word you used earlier, the being motivated, irrelevant. It's discipline. That consistency is what ends up creating the discipline. That's the reason why they say it takes 21 days to create a habit. You need the consistency, right? Then that 2190 rule says after that 21 days, if you consistently do it for at least 90 days consistently, now you have changed, in essence, your lifestyle based on your consistency from forming a new habit. What if we as leaders could get some of us to do certain things within this business consistent for 21 days first, then 45, then 90? What if it was just, I'm going to show one video a day for 21 days? What if it was, I'm going to make sure come hell or high water, I'm giving out a quote for a booking, at least one every day. Then you find yourself getting into some habit changing things that drastically build the foundation and character of your business long term. What y'all think?
Sounds like a game plan to me. 21 days. Who can do
it? Let's do something different 21 days consistently is what I'm saying.
21 days straight. I mean, Mr. Scott got the bronze and silver builder boot camp. If you are watching this and you are in there 21 days, use those tools that he's sharing in there, implement them for 21 days, and let's see how far you go. The goal is to go, but who knows where you may end up in 21 days.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That kind of smoothly brings us to what the U is for. Unleashing your potential, right? Believing in your abilities, believing in the tools that are there. There's a saying that goes, "You can't rise above your belief system." You got to believe in you and this opportunity some kind of way. If you don't believe you can do it, then the potential stays locked in a little box. It's called potential for a reason. You don't know what it can really do. You need to open the thing and unleash the potential. Which I think.
Go ahead, Daryl. I know you can really speak on this one.
Listen, I call this, folks like to play it safe, right? Being inside of that box. I think the reality is most people don't believe, right? It's the unknown. They're not familiar with it. They don't really understand it. And most haven't taken the time to fully tap into what it is that they are really a part of. They know that it's in travel and they don't really understand all the components. So until I feel completely comfortable, I'm going to sit here on the porch and I'm going to just, ride the wave, right? Until it may take some people 5 years. But like I said, we didn't have that opportunity when we transitioned over here. Listen, we was running like our head was on fire because we saw the opportunity. And to watch other people come into this opportunity and in 2 years unleash their potential and earn 6 figures from home, retiring themselves and building almost $250,000 businesses from home in 2 years, while we've been at this thing for 7 years, and we're watching people fly by because they've unleashed their potential. They were hungry. They understood the assignment, right? You got to sometimes get outside of your own self, have those conversations, and follow the coaching, because the coaches are going to tell you what it is you need to be doing. A lot of times you hear the play, but you don't run it. And I often talk to people in my coaching sessions about if you've ever played a competitive sport or you were in, the marching band or whatever it was, whatever arena you did as an extracurricular activity, and they gave you a directive and you didn't do it. Where did you end up? What coaches do you know have ever said something to you that was real pretty? Y'all watch those. Kansas City. Tell me one time the head coach that went over there to a player with that clipboard in his hand and he was nice and like he was painting a picture pretty. No, they throwing caps and they got all kind of stuff going. Again, how do you think you unleash the potential? The people who are guiding you understand how far you can go. You're the one that don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself. Something that that I get a kick out of, and it really makes my day, is when somebody that I'm coaching says, "Thank you for seeing in me what I didn't see in myself." Because I know that they have the potential to do things that they are destined to do, but they're not in a space where they can relish that. They don't really see and believe in that. So it's sometimes our job to kind of scoot them off the porch a little bit and help them to unleash that potential. So definitely you got to believe in yourself first. And if not, then follow what the coaches are going to tell you. And eventually you're going to grow into that space where you're comfortable, where you be like, you know what? I didn't think I could do it. And then you have your own story when you're standing in the front of the room and telling them, to God be the glory, right? This was a long road for me because I didn't think I was ever going to make it. But you have your own story. Unleash your potential. Erica?
Absolutely. I again think that belief system, you have to believe first. When whatever you put in your mind and believe it, everything else will follow. So yes, you have to believe it first. I personally think that we overthink a lot in this business. We want to know it all first. We're not gonna. It's forever changing. So it's not knowing it all first. It's jumping out there, like Daryl said, seeing where you end up, giving it all you got, following your coaches, following the blueprint we already have. That PS3. That's it. follow the blueprint, believe in yourself. Again, it starts with your belief. You have to believe it. No ifs, ands, or buts. Without a doubt, you can do it. Not overthinking this simple plan that's laid out before us, that we just have to put in the work to be able to unleash our full potential.
Mm. I like that both of you have had talked on about the fact that you should be following your coaches for this process of unleashing your potential. And I want to speak to the fact, especially in uh, this opportunity that we're in, kind of coach centric opportunity. What you guys need to understand at the end of the day. You probably heard someone say before, the person that sponsored you don't automatically become your coach, right? Uh, you've also heard, I've heard around the word on the street, you've heard Mr. Scott say, listen, I don't even have a coach in this particular company, right? But what he's not saying is he doesn't have a coach, right? You're in this profession, you're in this industry. In order for you to unleash your potential, you really, in this scenario, you need to allow yourself or put yourself in the position to allow someone else to hold you accountable. Put yourself in the learning position from someone who has achieved what you're trying to achieve. That doesn't necessarily have to be the person that sponsored you or your upline. That doesn't even necessarily have to be someone you know. This is someone that you are allowing their system of doing things, their rules, their setup, and you're gleaning from and hey, if so and so says it this way, then that's the way it's done because that's who your coach is. Myself and Mr. Lillard, and I know I can speak for Mr. Scott as well, because of the plethora of books that we read. We have many mentors and coaches in this industry who ain't never met us. But now when we finally meet them, we can say beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was by their leadership, by their examples, by the things that they wrote and or said in these books or on these YouTube videos or on these courses that we're paying for because we desire to be coached and mentored by people who have who have reached those heights that we're trying to attain. So for you guys to unleash your potential, who's going to be the person that's going to say, you know what, I know you think you're comfortable only pushing this 50 pounds up, but I'm going to stretch you. I think you can lift more. You know what, today we're going to make it 75 pounds. You've been doing 50 for far too long, right? Who is the person that you're going to allow to talk to you like that if it ain't you, right? Because some of y'all, y'all just self-driven, self-help tape and you gone. But if you're not, who's the person? As bad as Michael Jordan was, Phil Jackson could chew him out, respectfully. As bad as my man Kobe Bryant was, Phil Jackson, again, could get in his stuff. You pick a sport, you pick a profession where there are levels to it. There's always someone who's gotten there that can tell you, look, like what Darryl just said, you're going to have to put in that work. And that work is usually uncomfortable. Find somebody, some person, some book to help you unleash your potential. Get Over Your Damn Self is another good book. I think I said that already. Strategic planning, strategic networking and planning. I like this one because it goes straight back to strategic strategy, who you're networking with, and the types of plans that you're making, putting it on paper. Who you're collaborating with. See, networking, even though we're talking about this as a network marketing opportunity, I'm collaborating right now with two people who are sidelined to me in this scenario. We collaborate, we do things together. Who are you networking with and bonding and building relationships, right? If you can bond together, you can build together. Y'all can talk.
Yeah, I think that's very important. And that goes back to, again, getting plugged in, listening to the various different in the different groups we have, so that you can get the strategic planning, get the networking, learn, meet new people that you know connect with in this opportunity, so that you all can get together and make and do the planning, and for you all to do the work. That's my take.
So I'm gonna start with planning, right? Finding an accountability partner. You talked about individuals who are sidelined to you, but think about people who may find themselves in the same rat race as you, right? You want somebody who you both can hold each other accountable and making sure that what needs to get done gets accomplished, right? Calling each other up, networking. This could be both internal to the business and external, right? You need to network, attend pop-up shops and network mixers and things of that nature, so you can grow not only your clientele from a travel perspective, but also your database for your potential business partners. You need to meet new people. Sometimes we're so turned off by the fact that none of our friends and family want to do what it is that we're doing, but we haven't met any new people. Start building new relationships, and that starts that plan for strategic planning, right? You then start to strategize and being more intentional, right? When you go to these different places, you have an intention. Mr. Lillard would say that he goes to the gas station and he compliments people. He's intentional, using his strategy to plan and execute how to build his database, right? If you don't understand, how to grow your business, then you need to study or research. There's things that you can find on YouTube and on Google about, how to get these things accomplished. But you got to have some sort of strategic and tactical plan in place to help you grow your business. And that's in all phases of it, right? I could come to you, Eric. I know you're MacGyver, right? If I needed some marketing tips or some things, I remember we were working on something and you were like, yeah, you're the analytical operations side, and I got this. As a collaborative effort, we were able to make some things happen, the two of us, rewriting some things. But again, we're too afraid and we're on our own island. You got to get off the island, Gilligan. You got to come on in for a minute, right? You got to find some people to collaborate with and create a space where you can grow.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Listen, this again, ladies and gentlemen, this is network marketing, right? But networking, they say, is going to be kind of, they said, the lifeblood of your business, right? I know that people will say the new recruits will be the lifeblood, but you have to network to get those new recruits, right? Being intentional about it, like Daryl was speaking, strategically figuring out or asking yourself, who are the types of people that you want to do business with? It's your business, right? And then after you've asked yourself that, the types of, this is in networking and planning, types of people that you want to do business with, well, ask yourself or do some research, ask Google, well, where do these types of people socialize? Where do they go? Where do they shop? Where do they hang out at? And even if you can't afford to shop in those places, that don't mean you can't window shop, right? You can't put yourself intentionally in some of these environments, both online and offline, because this is a home-based business. Some of y'all don't even want to go out the house, but this is a people business, right? I would also recommend you plan to learn more about people, attitudes. It's another book I like called Attitudes 101. What every leader should know or have, something like that. So another attitudes book. Some social book. What's that book that Roger loves? We'll see if y'all know. He talks about it every time we talk about books. Y'all know?
How to win friends and influence people.
How to win friends and influence people. How many people have really, other than Roger, who probably reads it every year, how many people have really delved into this? Not, it ain't like the easiest of reads. It's, it's kind of, it might be boring at times, but so what? What you eat the meat and throw away the bone. Roger keeps talking about this book for a reason. Roger says that this book is the reason why he is not afraid to talk to anybody on any level about this business. And see, some of y'all right now, there are some people in your circle that you don't want to network with, or you're afraid to talk to or share your business with for whatever reason, fear what they might think usually is the case. But Mr. Lillard said that this book strategically helped him change that thought process, strategically showed him the roadmap and how to engage with people on different levels. Why wouldn't you want to know those secrets? You know? I don't know. So, look, I think we done did it. We get through the whole word focus. Yeah, that's it. Closing remarks before we jump off of this thing. Mr. Lillard had to go do something. Miss Erica, what you got for the people?
I would just say stick, stay, put in the work. Don't overthink it. If you have questions, ask. Be intentional about your business. Own your journey in this business. I love the saying, I love this organization. You're in business for yourself, just not by yourself. There are plenty of people out here to help us along the way. So let's get plugged in. Let's get committed, and let's move the change, move the genealogy.
What you got? 2 seconds.
Focus. Follow one course until successful. That one course is the coaching of whoever the individual is that is coaching you. They understand what direction you need to be moved in order to get, as Erica mentioned, the genealogy moved for you, to help you move into a spot where you can get those weekly checks, right? We want to make sure that you are putting your business in profit mode and not just sitting on an island stuck. We want to make sure that if you want to be successful, that you are following that one course until you are successful. Focus, owning your journey, right? Having that vision and foresight. We want you guys to visualize yourself being in a successful spot and think of it as, do it in chunks, right? We just started the year off. Do it each quarter. Every 90 days, where do you want to be? What ranking position do you want to be at? And how long is it going to take you to get there? Write those things out, write the vision and make it plain, and stick to that vision that you have for yourself in this business opportunity. Looking forward to seeing all of you guys at the top.
I love it. I just see someone comment that they said they missed a few steps. Can we go back over? You're gonna have to watch the replay, and then you can hashtag replay. But I'll do this for you. Boom. The F was for fearless vision. You gotta have it if you're gonna be focused on this journey. And if you're going to be on this journey, you need to own the daggone journey. It's your journey. You paid $200 for it. Own it, right? Then the C is for consistent action. You got some goals, like Mr. Jenkins just said, you're trying to get there. The only way you're going to get there is with some consistent action. Try to walk from here down the street without taking some consistent steps and see how long it takes your lazy butt to get down the street while you skipping along and doing other stuff other than consistently putting one foot in front of the other until you get where you're going. And even if you fall flat on your face or slip like I almost did today on the ice, you got to keep it moving because I had a destination. I was trying to get to my car, right? And had I fallen, I still would have gotten up, dust myself off, learned from my mistake, stepped around the ice and continued to go, right? Boom. Unleashing your potential is what the U stand for. You just going to have to stretch yourself, take the top off the box, jump out the little the nest, right? And start flying. Just got to do it. Strategically plan these things. Network with some people, right? What else? That was it. That was your recap. Whoever asked for that recap, I hope we gave that to you. I saw another couple of nice comments. Somebody said, position yourself to allow someone to coach you to success. Who said that? Deborah Bond. Now look at that. You want to listen to what a 3-star had to say. Making money, cashing checks on a regular basis. Position yourself. to allow someone, she said. She ain't even say her. She said somebody, right? Somebody ought to be able to hold you. I see another, strong beliefs yield success. Who dropping these nuggets? That's Deborah Bond again. We need to have Deborah Bond on the show next time, Two Jackets. Strong beliefs yield success. I love that. Good gracious, how you gonna get where you're going if you don't even believe?
Yeah.
Boom. Trust the system. Who said that? That was Cheryl Campbell. Cheryl Campbell, one of the most coachable people I've ever met. Trust the system. She didn't say trust me. No, don't trust me. Don't trust no man. Trust the system. Trust the system. The system that you've seen for yourself working, these people skipping across the stage, shining their little rings in your face and watches and stuff. 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, 6. And when they ask the question on the stage, or when you ask the question to the person on the stage, well, how did you get to where you're at? And you waiting for that magical answer, and they say, oh, it was the system. You gotta trust the system. And if you don't know what the system is, ask your coach, or find a coach, and ask him, teach me the system. Phil Jackson had the triangle system. Teach me the system. Mr. Miyagi had an interesting system. Wax on, wax off. You're gonna sand the fence. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump off of this thing, giving you guys just enough time to get your people ready for tonight's showcase at 8:30. Platinum Wednesdays, right? Trust the system. This is another part of the system. You ain't got to say nothing. Just invite and follow up. Invite, follow up.
The plan.
Third party validation after that. Trust the system. That's it. Don't know what happened to our brother from another mother. Prayerfully, everything's all right. Knowing him, his internet went out. That's usually what happens with Mr. Little. That internet might go out on him. But we sending prayers and love to Mr. Lillard. We will be right back here on first Wednesday. Again, first and third Wednesdays. We're looking forward to seeing you all in the place. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and hashtag replay. Let your team members know where we're at. We are out.